Hello and welcome to the long-awaited part 2. Well, not really, since it's about the same as my other ones. Well, actually, I don't know when I'm uploading this, because I'm recording this in advance. Since, yeah, I won't be able to on the day that I'm planning to upload this, which will probably be Saturday. So if it's not Saturday, well, you know then. I've come prepared this time. I have a list of topics that I have written out, which I did the first time, and that did not go over well. But, I am going to talk more about the build in this voiceover, and not just random things in general. And I'm going to try to make it to where you can hear me better, because I forgot to boost the volume of the voiceover and the tour in the last video, so it was a major difference between that and the music for the cinematic preview. Which, I don't know if you noticed, but it's different than what I usually do. Because, again, I've changed editors, and it is a dream, because I can actually do things now that's not the limitations of iMovie. So, I do have options to make a bit more unique, or actual higher quality editing, and I'm actually going to start editing footage and cutting out unnecessary parts. I don't think I did with this because I was feeling lazy, but yeah. So first things, let's see. I'm going to just start this off now. Shameless plugs. I did make a Roblox group. Don't know why, I just felt like, you know what? I want to do that, and I did it, so link of that is in the About section, if you want to join that. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but yeah, join it. I also made an Instagram account, because why not? So I'll just be posting pictures of the build. I've already done this one, a couple of them. I may post a few more. If you would like to see those, just let me know in the comments. I was going to say something else, but Roblox group, Instagram, and build requests. Build requests are open. If you would like a build like this, built by me, you can go to my webpage, linked in the About section and my description, and you can follow the steps on there to get a build built by me. So that's it for now. If I remember anything else, I will bring it up later. But wow, look at me! I'm doing so. Okay. I'll stop. So first thing, Bloxburg updates. Because I don't know if any of you heard, but the Bloxburg developers Co-op Dis and Froggy Hops have partnered with Coffee Stain, which everyone was kind of freaking out about it, and they're like, "Oh no, Bloxburg, no, being sold." Bad. And I'm actually very optimistic about this, because we all know that Bloxburg updates are few and far between. So I think that actually having a team that's more than just Co-op Dis developing and Froggy Hops making the assets will actually be beneficial for the game, and we might actually get things that we've wanted for a while now, like a school and a town that's not the same one since 2016. And one thing that I want, that a lot of other people want, is a gallery, like in The Sims 4, and I think Rowville also has this. I have been playing a lot of Sims lately, and the gallery, it is the best thing ever, because you can make your house, or whatever you build on the lot, and you can save it and upload it to the gallery to where anyone else can load it in. And no matter what plot you're on, you can load it in. There are plot restrictions because of plot types. But imagine that for Bloxburg. Like, instead of following my 7-hour worth of speed build to build this house, you could just go on the gallery, pay the $610,000, which I think that a nice way to do this would be to where the builder would get like a portion of that, So if you buy it for like 610,000, I'd get like 100,000 out of it. In which that would be a lot of incentive for people to upload their things because, for one, people hate working, which I actually don't mind. I just like to sit, I'll play some music on my earbuds. Not what I put in my videos because, well, I have plans to change that. Not yet because I'm just not there yet, but it will be coming. Coming soon. Better music. Just remember that. But just like the gallery, it would be really beneficial for people that actually make speed builds, like myself. And it would be beneficial for everyone else because y'all could just have the house and not have to do the speed build. Because I think I followed maybe one speed build because I build the houses myself because I like building and I like to make my own ideas, which is why I did YouTube, which I can talk about that later. But that would be a really nice feature, and I hope they do add a gallery because that would just be the best. Another decorating challenges. That's literally what I wrote. But exteriors, I could do that all day. It's my favorite part of the house because you can just see it slowly start to come together. But interiors, no. I hate decorating interiors. It is literally the worst thing ever, and sometimes I'll read those comments and be like, oh my gosh, looks so good. And I absolutely, you may think differently, and that's perfectly fine, but if you ask me, I am not good at doing interiors. It doesn't go well with the outside because the outside will look really good and then the inside is just okay at best. Which that's something with this house that I tried to do better at. I actually wanted to make the inside look good, which I hope I did. I think I did better. I actually spent more time on it instead of just doing it to finish the build, which this house I did with no like time restraint. I just said, oh, I'm building it and I will be done when I get done. And I actually think that helped a lot with the quality of it. So I will be doing that a lot more going forward. Actually just taking my time on builds instead of trying to get, because usually what I would do is whenever I finish a build, I'll, like, depending on how much footage it has, I'll like know how many parts it's gonna be, and since I do my videos a week apart, I usually have like that much of time frame to build the next one. So I have kind of stopped doing that for the last 3 years or so, but like the traditional family home, the traditional suburban home, I know, great names, the minimalist modern home, and the suburban craftsman home, like as soon as I would upload one, I would get to work on building the other, and then when it was done, I would get to work on the next one. And it was a lot, but I also think that those homes weren't the level of quality that I would put out now, 6 months later, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it seems like a lot and it doesn't at the same time, so yeah. I do have a couple more that I want to talk about, but I feel like I should just talk about this build some more because this may be my favorite house that I've done ever. I don't know what it is about that, just it's got the like a Pacific Northwest type house, because as I said in the last voiceover, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it now. It is a voiceover. I wouldn't say it's good, but I'm getting better. But it's actually based it off of this one house that I had saved, which I talked about this in my last voiceover. Why am I talking about it now? But I did say earlier, about YouTube, which I talked about that in the first voiceover. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go back on this list that I made. Back to decorating, because I absolutely hate it. I would rather do anything else. That's the one downside of building everything yourself is you can't just have someone else decorate it for you. That's yeah, you just can't. So I kind of have to force myself to decorate, and it never turns out well. If you like how I decorate, yay for you, but I personally don't. Yeah, so it just, I've never felt like I've been good at decorating because I always just focus more on the outside and curb appeal to make the house look good, and then the inside's just kind of an afterthought. Like, no matter what the style, I kind of do the same. I have like two basic interiors. There's the modern one and then everything else. I would say this falls under everything else because it's not modern. But yeah. I would like to count how many times I say "but" in this video, because yeah, repetition, which is not key. It is a literary device, but it is not good for this video. Landscaping. That is something that I actually enjoy doing, and it is another thing that I feel like is just not the best. I kind of have the same thing I do every time, where I'll layer... if I have an angle like that, I'll put carpets on it. That way you can still get the stripes in the grass, and it doesn't interfere with the soil, which is just brown grass. Yeah. But I'll place like these compact bushes. I'll usually place like the largest ones first, and then I'll go through and place the round bushes. Or in this case, I did the round bushes first, and then I just kind of place it around, and it does a nice thick layered landscaping that I like how it looks, but it's not very realistic. But you know what? Not everything has to be realistic. We can take liberties on some things. Not everything has to look like the most realistic thing ever. But there are some builders that it just always looks like the best thing ever. And there's so many great builders out there that every time I see one, I always feel more inadequate about my building style and like how realistic I make things, because I'm like, I am very much a perfectionist, which kind of seems odd because I'm sitting here talking about how I've settled on the interior of these houses. Like, it's fine, it's good enough, but anything else, I am a perfectionist by choice. It's not the best trait to have, but that's me. I've written on here Gamepasses, which is valid to talk about since it's a new year, and a lot of people always make like, oh, best Gamepasses to buy in Bloxburg 2023, and I figured I'd just share my thoughts on it. So everybody says this at this point because it is literally the best Game Pass ever, and you cannot change my mind, and that will be Unlocked Stereo. I'm just kidding. Advanced placement, because I have one example of this, and that is all I need. From August of 2022, the traditional suburban house. It was made with one Game Pass, advanced placement, and it has become my second most viewed video. So, yay. But not just to point out that it did well, but the video, or that house itself, it had all of the same detailing that like all of my other ones have, except you only needed advanced placement. There's no second floor, there's no basement, there's no large plot. Transform Plus wasn't a thing at the time. And it was this nice house that I'm still so sad I deleted it, because I needed the money to make the modern mansion in October. But yeah, I deleted that house and I'm very sad I did, because I really liked it. It's one of my favorites that I've done, and it's just a great showcase of why advanced placement is the best one, because you can make an amazing house with one game pass, advanced placement. Even no game passes. I made one in November. Go watch it. You can still make something that looks good. It doesn't have to be the most detailed and realistic thing, combining all of these elements and cluttering to make a good looking house. That's one of my tips that I can give, is you don't have to clutter everything to make it look good, which that's pretty much a summary of my entire building style. It's just kind of minimalistic realism, I guess. I don't know. As you can see here, I'm still working on the outside of this house, but I've actually made the basement backyard, and I was actually kind of scared to work on the backyard because basement and making like the terrain that goes down, sloping down, but it turned out pretty dang good, if I have to say so myself. Which I will say so myself, because this is my voiceover. Congratulations to me for not chickening out on a part 2 voiceover and actually recording it, unlike the Winter Mountain home. Yeah, but here I have made consistency is key from now on. I will actually be doing these regularly, and basically every build that I will be doing from now on will have a voiceover. And if it doesn't, I will say so in advance. Sorry about that for not giving y'all a warning if you were looking forward to that voiceover. But look at me 17 minutes in and not messing up. Yay, improvement. I'm blinking, so I'm just going to go to the next. Oh, game passes. Advanced placement, best one. Next one, I actually watched Pita Bread's video on this, which good Bloxburg YouTuber. If you want nice and funny everyday content about Bloxburg, Pita Bread, good one to watch. Same with Brand P. But he said that Excellent Employee is a really good game pass. It was his number 2, and I can definitely agree with that to a certain extent, because you do earn more money and you level up in your job more, and it's easier to make money and you make more money and all that. But since I actually have started working a lot recently, I'm going into my next build prepared, and not with $60,000 like, oh boy, I hope I get the front done. Spoilers, I never do. But I've been working a lot, and I actually kind of enjoy it now. It was one of those things that I always thought was tedious. But it's kind of calming in a way. You just chill, do your thing, deliver the pizza, which pizza delivery, best one, because nobody does anything else. There's that one person out there that that does like the janitor. I know you're out there. But yeah, Excellent Employee, it's pretty good. It's not my number 2. I would put it at about 3. Number 2 for me is Multiple Floors. Multiple floors and advanced placement are the only 2 that you will ever need to make a good house. Because advanced placement, you can make it look detailed and nice, and then multiple floors, you can make it bigger. You can go up to 5 floors. It's really good. Yeah. So multiple floors by itself, which I am ashamed to say that advanced placement was the last game pass that I bought. before I started doing YouTube, which is kind of crazy because I cannot live without it now. Come a long way. For one, my building style in general was just not as detailed. Really the only advantage in advanced placement, I always call it advanced placement even though it's officially called advanced placing, but I like placement better, so and I've always just thought of it as advanced placement, so yeah. Here you can see that I'm working on the unfinished storage room, which this is my favorite room in the house. Living room? Nah. Bedroom? Nah. The unfinished basement storage room. Because the unfinished look is just... it's just something else. I have this one line, it lives in my head, rent-free, from Joe Mama Bloxburg. Also really good video, or not video, builder. She sadly quit, for understandable reasons. But her channel is linked in my channels section of my channel because good builder, go check her out. But she did a tour of her Joe City 3.0, which that looked amazing. I was very inspired by that, and I actually tried to make my own city with a similar layout that I gave up on because my friend's iPad was crashing every time I would load it in. There's a lot more stories with that. I will bring that up in a later time. But her house had this like I just moved in aesthetic, and she would always be like, I like that unfinished look, I just moved in. And every time I see an unfinished room, like the garage, which is kind of unfinished, and the basement storage room, like I just hear, I love that unfinished look, I just moved in, that's my aesthetic. So yeah, this house, they did not just move in, but unfinished look. I am recording this at a better time, as the past few I have been recording at like 11:30, which I know most of you are like, that's not late, like 2 a.m. that's late. But after about 10-ish, I just kind of get scatterbrained, and it's just not gonna be as good of a quality. So I'm recording this earlier, also because it's a weekday and I go to bed at a reasonable time. 10:30 to 11, best time. As I know some of you stay up to 2 o'clock on a weekday, and I don't know how you function. I just don't. I've always kind of thought of it as like the later you stay up, like the more like mature and like, wow, so cool, he stayed up to 1. But the older I've gotten, I'm like, no, going to bed early is just better. And I'm the one to say this because I do not go to bed before 1 on weekends, and it is a pain on Mondays because I can't go to sleep. But no, I'm not going to rant about not sleeping because that is Lucas's job to do in his voiceovers. The king of voiceovers and building and everything, because his builds are just so good. And the decorations, I don't know how he does it, but I don't know, I'm just always blown. Really, anybody that can do a more realistic build than if it looks somewhat like a real life house, I'm like, wow, it's amazing. And I'm not saying that to be like sarcastic or anything. I'm just really in awe a lot of times whenever I see these homes. I don't know how people do it. What's your secret? I have no idea. But I find it physically impossible to detail that much. But yeah, I don't know how I got from Gamepasses to detailing again. Well, I guess advanced placement, but here's the fireplace. I'm jumping all around here, but the fireplace here. I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting here watching my speed build of the traditional family home because I did not remember how to make the fireplace. It's kind of embarrassing in a way because I was the one who made that house and I don't even remember how to do the fireplace. But I made it now and I kind of remember how to do it, so maybe I can remember it going forward in the build I'm working on now. Which I am working on another one. I am not going to keep it I'll keep it as a surprise. No sneak peeks of this one, it'll just upload. Or no, I'll give a sneak peek of it because this one I didn't give sneak peeks of. I was being all secretive. But this one is actually a build request from one of you that I'm working on, and it's been really different because it's not just, oh, I want to work on it and then I get on and I work on it. It's like, oh, have to coordinate with the other person and get it all to where we can be on at the same time and work, and it's been an interesting experience, but it's been very enjoyable and fun. Oh, my other shameless plug, my neighborhood, it is open to everyone. If you want to socialize with other people or talk to me, because chances are it's on a weekday after 4 before 10:30, I will most likely be on, or just any random time on the weekend. I play this game too much. But my neighborhood is open if you want to join. Yeah. I've kind of got a bit sidetracked, but you know what? I'm gonna stay on this track because neighborhood, build request. If you want to build like this, you can have it. It will take a while because, as mentioned before, I spent a whole 7 hours making this, which I know a lot of you are like, 7 hours, that's it. When, you detail as little as I do, 7 hours is kind of a lot. As, my usual builds take about 3. But, I spent an entire weekend making this, so, yeah. If you hear any sort of, like, vibration sound in the background, that is just my cat. She's sitting next to me on my desk. What time is it? Okay, it's only 10. I guess I'll talk for a little bit more than I can wrap this up, because I don't want to keep this too long, because I think this is like a 40-minute long video. I made the other one too short, because I didn't want to upload a 49-minute long video. I uploaded a 29-minute video, which I kind of regret. But, what's done is done. And here now, because a lot of you were asking for part 2, and I can see why, because I had literally 2 of the recordings of the house when I have 9 total. I managed to fit 3 in for this one, 3 really long ones, so I just have 4 left, and they're each about 30 minutes to an hour and a half each. But I'm not Lucas with like 300 clips of the Winter Chalet. 10-part speed build. Woo! But, yeah. I have on here, TV shows and movies. I don't know, I kinda just wrote these down at random times. I'm like, oh, I could talk about that. And I would write it down. So, I don't really watch much TV. I mean, I kind of do. I kind of watch the same shows. I've been watching Parks and Recreation a lot on Peacock, which it and The Office are the only 2 good shows on there. If you enjoy other shows on there, okay, you do you. But, those are the only 2 that I see actually warrant getting the service. But, I've been watching that show a lot, and it's really good, really funny, would recommend it. But the best TV show ever made, Avatar. And some of you are probably like, Avatar's a movie, not the blue people. Avatar, The Last Airbender. And I cannot stress this enough. The animation is amazing. It's perfection. The storyline is delectable. Why did I say delectable? But it is fantastic. The character arcs, phenomenal. Just the show in general, it's amazing. And I watched it 7 times over summer 2020. Quarantine was great. I know that some of you were in quarantine during high school, and that was not me. I was just a wee middle schooler during quarantine, which had 4 classes to deal with, plus band, which digital band. It was more of just like practice and get your parent to sign this and take a picture of it and submit it, which I don't think any of us did that truthfully. Middle school band in general, none of us did that truthfully. Sorry, yeah. Add that to the counter. That was like 3 but-ums right there. I'm not gonna say this time. It's... I'm gonna need to stop doing that because, that's different because, I'm just gonna start, but that's... I made it 30 minutes. 30 whole minutes, and now I'm just collapsing. Middle school quarantine digital. It was... I mean, there wasn't really much happening. Everyone was at home. People were stressing, and a lot of people were building on Bloxburg, and a lot of speed builds were popping up during that time. I had not started playing Bloxburg yet because I was messing around with 2 of my friends in Greenville. That was really when I got into Roblox, was summer 2020, when I wasn't watching Avatar for the 6th and 7th times. It was a different time, and I would be lying if I said I missed it, but, it was, fun just to have that free time with my friends. We got to really hang out, and we became closer as friends, and we still are to this day, which even though that was only 3 years ago, holy cow, it's been 3 years. Wow. Quarantine wasn't good, but, friends always made it better. Even if it was just on FaceTime while playing Roblox. Sorry if I seem distracted, I'm literally just sitting here playing with my cat. I think this would be a good time for me to end it, because I'm starting to get sidetracked, and I, am losing focus here, so it would just be best if I end it now and leave it on a high note. So, follow the socials. They're all in the About section. If you want more inspiration for your own builds, I have my house account. I have hundreds upon hundreds of images saved of different rooms, exteriors, just anything about a house you could imagine. I probably have it saved. Which, that account is linked in the About section. All of the decals in this home are from LookIOcast because he has the best decals. His account, I've started linking it in the description. You do have to follow him to see the decals, but all you have to do when then is it's best to just have it open in a search bar. You go up to the top, you click on the number in the URL, which is like the www. That whole thing. You click on the large set of numbers, you double click, copy it, and then you paste it into the item where it says like decal ID. Do that because I see a lot of people that just everywhere, they always ask like, how do you get the code? What's the code? I'm telling you now, so can do that. If you actually would like to see me put in the decals, like record myself going in and putting in the decals, I can do that if it would be easier, you just see me put in the code. So if you'd like to see that, let me know down below. Comment, please, because it always helps the videos do better. The videos that have lots of comments are always the ones that have the most views and get the widest reach. So if you want to help out the channel, just leave a comment. It could be anything like, oh, I like the grill on the back deck that I'm doing right now. But that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening to this voiceover. Tell me if it's better than the other ones, because I'd like to know if I'm doing better at this. So I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace out.